Hello, I'm Mark from Moonstone Publications. Welcome to this overview of some of the stories we've covered over the past week. But first, please hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends and colleagues. Coming up in this week's update, combating online harm tops the FSCA's enforcement agenda. Debarments by FSPs increased over the past year. MBSE's postgraduate diploma is sharpening professionals' financial planning skills. The FSCA sets out its regulatory priorities for the next 3 years. The banks are unhappy with the judgment on the duplum rule during debt review, and the regulator acts against 2 online trading platforms. The FSCA has named online financial scams and unlicensed operators as its top enforcement priorities for the year ahead, citing the increasing abuse of digital platforms to deceive consumers and undermine market integrity. This shift in focus is detailed in the authority's latest Regulatory Actions Report. To counter what it calls online harm, the FSCA is increasing surveillance, issuing public warnings, and collaborating with tech platforms to take down harmful content. Other enforcement priorities include unregistered insurance, particularly in the funeral sector, and the rise of unauthorized guarantee policies in public infrastructure projects. The FSCA is also investigating crypto service providers operating without licenses, and it has flagged widespread non-compliance with anti-money laundering regulations as a persistent systemic risk. The report noted a sharp increase in debarments initiated by financial services providers, whereas debarments by the FSCA declined over the reporting period. While the authority welcomed the industry's proactive stance, it flagged a worrying pattern where certain FSPs wait until after the 6-month statutory window to begin proceedings. There was a substantial decline in administrative penalties imposed by the FSCA. This was largely due to the absence of the massive fines against former Steinhoff CEO Markus Jooste imposed last year. New investigations opened by the FSCA rose by nearly 60%, driven mainly by cases involving unregistered financial services and insurance business. Moonstone Business School of Excellence's postgraduate diploma in financial planning is proving a game changer for working professionals. Valedictorian Edward Becker, an asset manager at Ursa Taurus, says the qualification will add value to every conversation with clients. Top student Mia Barnard of Warwick Wealth says MBSE's rigorous modular structure and industry-trusted reputation were decisive. Both achievers praised MBSE's flexible, self-paced online format and responsive lecturers, which allowed them to juggle full-time careers, family commitments, and intensive assessments. The FSCA has unveiled its updated regulation plan, setting out the roadmap for regulatory reform over the next 3 years. Topping the agenda is the finalization and implementation of the Conduct of Financial Institutions Bill and a review of the Financial Markets Act, along with related financial market interventions. The development of a holistic cross-sector regulatory framework under COFI remains a top priority. The FSCA is working on themed frameworks, beginning with fit and proper requirements and risk management and internal controls, to translate COFI's principles into practical standards. The Banking Association South Africa will challenge a full bench ruling that the duplum cap on interest, fees, and costs continues to apply when consumers enter debt review. The court held that a rearranged credit agreement or credit order does not replace the original loan. Therefore, defaults and the resulting limit on charges under Section 103 of the National Credit Act remain in force until all arrears and related costs are paid. The court said debt review does not purge or cure the default, and the original agreement, although restructured, remains the same agreement with one default. The FSCA has confirmed the final withdrawal of the FSP license of online trading platform BASA following provisional action in October last year. At the same time, the authority has provisionally withdrawn the license of AfriMarkets Capital. Both platforms have denied allegations of using deceptive marketing to lure investors with promises of outsized returns. BASA is disputing the findings of the FSCA investigation and intends to appeal. That's all we have for this week. You can read these stories and many more on our website, moonstone.co.za. Until next time, here's wishing you all the best from the team at Moonstone Information Refinery.